Nothing looks better, sounds better, or drives quite like an air-cooled Porsche. The 964 is a special car for good reason. These things give off all the air-cooled vibes, and if you know, you know. But let's be honest, the factory taillights haven't quite aged as gracefully as the rest of the car. Faded housings, brittle plastic, more often than not, these things are barely illuminated by weak, old-school incandescent bulbs. And if you love your 964, but don't love the fact that the taillights are literally falling apart, maybe it's time to let go and get with the times. The Founders Parts LED taillights for the 964 are designed to modernize the rear end without ruining the character that made these cars iconic in the first place. No awkward aftermarket look here, just clean OEM plus styling inspired by the best Porsche restomods in the world. And unlike a lot of aftermarket options, these aren't modified factory housings hacked apart in somebody's garage. These are completely new, injection molded assemblies engineered from the ground up specifically for the 964. And the best part? They install using factory mounting points and factory connectors with no permanent modifications whatsoever. So if, and only if, you decide to ever cash out on your air-cooled appreciation check, you can always return the car back to stock. Here's what the install looks like. First, start by opening the rear deck lid. Grab a Phillips screwdriver, and starting on the driver's side taillight, remove the single Phillips screw securing the housing on the side. Once that's out, slide the taillight outward away from the center section. Disconnect the factory wiring connector. Then disconnect the vacuum hose. You won't need it for the new lights. That was Porsche's old school solution for condensation back in the day. Repeat the same process on the passenger side. Remove the Phillips screw, slide the housing outward, disconnect the wiring connector, disconnect the vacuum hose, again, not needed anymore. And now for the center section. Remove the 3 Phillips screws with the plastic washers. Carefully pull the center tail light upward and away from the car. Disconnect the wiring connector, then disconnect the vacuum hose. That's it. Factory setup removed. Now, installation starts with the new center section. Connect the wiring harness, then route the single wire connector through the opening towards the passenger side taillight area. Align the tabs on the center section with the chassis and carefully slide the housing down into place. Install the 2 Phillips screws with the plastic washers, but don't fully tighten them yet. You'll want a little bit of adjustment room later. Now move to the passenger side taillight. Connect the factory wiring connector. Then connect the additional wire routed from the center section. Slide the taillight inwards towards the center panel first, then back into the body of the car. If the fit feels tight, don't force it. Pull it back out and reposition the wiring behind the housing if it's too tight. Once aligned properly, reinstall the Phillips screw. Now repeat the process on the driver's side. Connect the factory wiring harness. Slide the taillight toward the center section first, then back into the chassis. Reinstall the Phillips screw, and finally, adjust the center section until the gaps between all 3 housings are perfectly even. Now, tighten everything down. Done. And now, here's what you got. A full wraparound LED light pipe acting as the parking light. Quad optics with high output red LED brake lights. Those same optics doubling as amber LED turn signals. And bright white LED reverse lights. So whether you choose the OEM inspired red lenses or the more aggressive smoke setup, the result is the same. Same peak air-cooled driving experience, just without taillights from the Stone Age. Founders Parts. You love old 911s, so do we.